Okay. Let's hide, the good stuff's hiding under here for some reason. jvross65@yahoo.com right there. I'll show you some of it later on here. I got my nails done. Hope you like them. That's what we're trying to save. So, got my pretty little gloves. I'm doing well on the PPE. Which actually, talking of PPE, I was outside cutting this. I don't know what it really is. It might be a jasper. He called it an agate. It looks more like a ceramic to me. But, hi there, welcome in. Beautiful red. So I was out there on the saw today, and while I have glasses on, and I didn't have gloves on, but I could feel these chips hitting my face, which was not a good thing. So even for me, I was like, that's just takes one of those in your eye, and yeah, you might be taking a trip. Hey, Austin, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, I was just out chopping this stuff up today, and I could feel all the chips getting thrown up in my face, and I was like, I better go get some goggles, like some real ones, because the ones that are like sunglasses, just I don't know if they do any better than the glasses I have on. That's good. Good to hear. We like everybody when they're good. I'm doing pretty good too. Let's see if we can put this little puzzle back together. Maybe that. There we go. So something like that. Hi there, welcome in. So yeah, we are going to do a little prepping up first. I wanted to show you guys a few things. I probably shouldn't have got that wet. That was pretty silly. Let's dry that off, because I'm actually going to put that on the back of something. So I have some gorgeous material that came in from JV Ross. So John Ross, JV Ross. This is absolutely stunning stuff. It is Black Ridge Variscite. You can look up where it comes from. I'm not really sure if that's true. Let's get rid of that. I know what we need. How about a flash? Flash would help, wouldn't it? There we go. Look at the color and the webbing on that. It's really just gorgeous. Hey, Logan. So this one I might just back. I'll show you why I'm going to back it actually. So this piece in particular, so I bought a chunk. I chopped off one end, and I chopped off the other end. When I chopped this end, you can see all the black matrix up in here. It didn't pop by itself, but you see that black matrix in there. So this was actually like this, and me being me, yeah, the green. It's a beautiful. It's Black Ridge or Kush. Hey Larry, how are you? Welcome in. Glad you can make it. I'm glad you said hi in the chat. And so yeah, I did just do this, and it was very easy to do, and it just snapped right through that matrix. So that means I have to back it. Don't know if it's natural yet or not. We're going to find out when we go under the wheel. And then, but that's the chunk I have left, and I will keep that for a rainy day. So let's take that off. This one's rather nice. Look at that. Gorgeous. So, Variscite. And what else did I have? I'm going to find it. Make sure I have everything. So then I've got some Kingman. We're going to do the big piece of Kingman while I wait for some stuff to dry. Yeah. So we're going to do that once stuff is done drying. And then I wanted to show, and I'll show you these while it's drying too. So let's get going on what we're going to do.
I'm so pretty.
Oh, you got a fluffy face. I got a fluffy guy in here. Just came from being blow dried.
He's proud of himself.
Yep. Very handsome deer. Oh.
Much improved.
Much improved. So let's get these rocks together here. So my choices are, so I have two other pieces. I went a little thin on them. I went very thin on them. And actually they're thin enough I can snap it if I have to. But I'd really like to save it. So we've got a mix here. And I think I either want to put it on this. It's a very, very sandy piece of jasper. It's a picture jasper or picture sandstone. And I thought about doing that. And then rather than polishing the back, keeping the back. I mean, my stones must be worth too much money or something because I hear the sirens. And I thought about keeping the back rough, just completely rough, not doing anything to the back here. So that's one idea. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hope you're having a great week. It's Thursday, which for me means the work week is done. And I'm out here trying to get rid of that work out of my brain. That's why we do this stuff. It's fun. I get to reveal some amazing pieces, and then I also get some stress relief from it. So thank you for joining. And yeah, so I got that piece, and I really need you guys' help, or we can go with the red. So I have a little piece of red to go with this one. Right, and I'm just going to back it. But then I didn't know whether we did sort of that rough backing to this one and leave it rough, or do we put that on the red one too? Hey Allison, welcome in. Thank you for saying hi in the chat. I really appreciate that. So yeah, so really the one is, the question I have really is, do we put this on the rough one, keep that rough back, or do we put it on a red one and we'll put them both on the red? Yeah, that's kind of where I went with it too, Logan. So let's do that, I think. Logan voted first. Logan gets the vote. So yeah, I guess people get a little crazy out there in the afternoon around here, right? School's just back in. It is hot. My car said 101 on the outside, and it's got to be like 90% humidity out here. Okay, so this is what we're going to do then. So I'm going to back these just with weld, just to hold them together, and then so that side. Okay, I think I got down what we need to do here. Then we'll go do the Kingman while this dries. So what we're going to try out today is a little bit. We're going to do two things. Ooh, where is it? Oh, there we go. You get something to mix all this up on. So I'm going to mix up on that, and we're going to do a Gorilla epoxy, and we're going to do a JB Weld. I got both of these from Lowe's. So JB Weld Quick. There's two types to get here. You can either do the quick setting steel reinforced epoxy or the original. The original I let cure overnight. This one sets in 6 minutes and cures in 4 to 6. Well, we'll see. And the best thing for, let's do the JB Weld first. The best thing for me and JB Weld today is either a wax paper, or I actually like to use the back of a printer's, like a printing label backing, which is also wax, but it gives a nice smooth finish. Today I'm going to actually do a little something different. I'm going to use wax paper. I crumpled it up, and we'll see if we get a little bit of a pattern on the back. So let's do a quick mix here. I'm sort of prepped up and I'm not, so please forgive me. That'll work. And so how much are we doing? We're doing, there's the black one. That didn't work. There's the black one, and there's the white one, so it'll come out like a steely color. Smells delicious. Definitely need smell-o-vision for this. We're just doing 2 stones. So for this one, I don't need too much because I'm not making them very thick. That's enough. Plenty. And 50-50. Hope you can see down there. Yeah, that's about 50-50, right? There you go, 50-50. Put my lids back on. I don't know who the people are that I'm mixing up on top of. I'm going to do a quick mix. Now what I like to do is do a good mix with it and let it sit for, this is a 6-minute one, I've got to be careful. 6 minutes. I think if you double tap, Logan. I think if you double tap, like, toot toot. And if not, I think you just hit down the bottom. Oh, I know what to do. This will help too. Okay, that is going. Let me get my wax paper. I'm going to find something to put it on top of. It's going to be a little cork board. Like that. Now, which sides do we do? So scroll up and read my chat. Okie dokie. Hey Logan, what do we got? Stuck. Howdy y'all. Yeah, that's so you have to have it on full notifications, and even if you have it on full notifications, I don't know if it necessarily pushes you out. But we got a lot of people in chat, and we got a lot of people up there watching, and yeah, I can only control the things I can control. So looking at this piece and the angle, so got a natural angle there. This one's a little mixed up. That one's pretty straight, but then that one comes in. So which way do we do it? I think I'm actually going to go this way. So that's going to be the back on this one. And what I'm looking at is I have to angle this in anyway. So why not use the natural angle of the cleavage that's already there? Harold. Awesome. I think everybody else should try testing. Make sure your double tap's working, everybody. That's one way to do it. I bet it's not. So let's get the back here. This is gonna, if I drop this, this is gonna get messy, but we're gonna do this. This is just to do a quick backing on this one. And the other one we're gonna squeeze like a sandwich, so it doesn't really matter. Oops. Just loading it up. Do the little wibble wobble. I don't know if you guys know the wibble wobble, but we did the wibble wobble. That's because I'm on fire. No, I hope everybody's okay. So then, this is the back on this one. So let's do this. Oh my goodness, this is setting already. Wow. Look at that. Oh, you should feel the heat on this. That has set, and it cannot be 6 minutes already. There's no way. Alright, so now I gotta mix up a little bit more. Would you guys say that was 6 minutes? I'm always gonna be able to, hey Todd, hey Steven. I did. But I'm gonna go back and time it because I think it was Jed. Jed did it. Jed made me go back, didn't you, Jed? So it definitely sets in a short period of time. Let's do this. That should be good. Blanket hello. A blanket hello. Everybody. Yeah, welcome in everybody. If you're new to the channel, I go live on Thursday evenings around 6 o'clock and Sundays in the afternoon around 2 o'clock. And that's Eastern Standard Time. Trying to get to 3,500. That's our next level for kindness to the subscribers. Let's put it that way. Let's just say something good happens to a few of you. There we go. Squidgy wibble wobble. Alright. Now I can let that sit. That one's done. Get that out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. So this is wax paper. I did crumple it up just to see what kind of effect it does. I did see Dave had a friend that puts it on. He said newspaper, but I'm not sure if he does newspaper or magazines, because you got the print that came back on it. Now this, what are we going to do with this? Let me check the dry time on. This is up to, that's clear, set time 5 minutes. Oh, geez. 5 minutes. So I'm going to do that. You guys didn't see, I had cut this. This is gorgeous Variscite. I don't want to lose any of it. It's Diazra, Uleg. How are you? What was that? No, live hours absolutely do count, Todd. In fact, that's what's given me the hours that I have. I'm not getting hours from my shorts and from my long videos. I get all my hours from going live. And I did notice, I don't know if everybody talked about it yet. Did we talk about it the other day? So they have switched up the amount of hours that people need to get to monetization. Starting February of 2027, to get monetization, you're going to have 8,000 hours, or I think 10 million, I think it's 20 million views on shorts. It's yeah. Yeah, it's a lot, dog. But I mean, to be honest, and I'm telling you guys, go vertical. It's up to you. Um, there's different ways to do it. If you can really kick off the long video horizontal, that's where you make the most money. Shorts, you just have to put up so many and get one of them to go viral, because it doesn't matter if you get 8,000 hours from one video or one short, or if you get 8,000 hours from 100. But when I started, did not think I was going to get either one, and it just sort of happened. And you don't know. I can't tell you how to do it. Allison. Yeah, the goalpost moved a little bit there, huh? All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Let's see. Kind of cut that one funky. All right, I gotta straighten that out real quick. Oops. I don't really want to get it wet, but I have to get this one wet. So just flattening off that little edge right there. Get that up. Mask done. And actually I needed to do this. This is absolutely natural. Yeah, this is natural Variscite. That's awesome. I like to do it dry, but I really don't want to get it wet. But here we go. A little bit more and I'm almost done. There we go. Good. Now let me dry that off. Well, so yeah, we're talking about monetization. I'm monetized. You are not banking money. I am not banking money. I've made 2 checks so far since January. One's like 150 and the other one was like 109. And I think this month it stops on July 21st and maybe be 100 something. So don't think that just because you get monetized that you're going to start making bunches of money. I've seen a few successful people that way, but I've also seen people go, oh, I'm monetized, I'm going to quit my job. And yeah, it's don't quit your job. Now, I will say, because of some of the people I've been talking to in the last month, even though it might not seem like the best percentage that you get, the best percentages are coming to creators on YouTube. But that's not why I started either. So I can still do all the things, whether I'm monetized or not monetized. Right, Stephen? Whether I'm monetized or not monetized, I can still do all the same things. All the people that we know can all do all the same things, whether they're monetized or not. Dave, Tim, Brandy, Dawn, all the resellers that I know that do jewelry can continue to do exactly what they're doing, which is how they're making their money. It's not necessarily from being monetized. Great goal to have. I don't think it's going, unless you think you're going to be like the next Mr. Beast. which I am not. I look like a beast, but you guys wouldn't know that. I think the only person that's noticed is Steven. All right, where are the pieces I'm putting this onto? You guys got me chatting so much. There's one. All right, that's good. And I lost the other one. Nope. What did I do with the other one? Oh, there it is. So you guys got me going sideways. Well, thanks for coming in. You like coming in again. We have a few people from Romania that come in. I do not speak Romanian or Estonian or and any dialects of Russia. I don't have friends that do, but I don't. Okay, that's good. Boop, boop. Okay, there it is. All right. You guys got to keep me on track here, because I had everything ready, and then you guys got me going sideways, and I'm putting stuff everywhere. It's all blending in, so hopefully this works. It's been a while since I used this, so that'll be a good test too. Does it last 6 months without being mixed? Oopsie. Ooh. Look at that. I don't really need that much. That was a good little squirt. Get that back on. It's got a little puddle. Now we're going to mix that. I don't use clear epoxy too often, so this one's only a 5 minutes, so I'm going to shut up for 2 seconds. I'm actually doing the clear side, not the rough side. And that looks like I'm scooping it up. I am. Whew, that's a pongy one too. Let's do that. Get this. I don't know that one. I think. Stick them together. Oh, I need something to put this on. Boop. Probably not the right thing to do, but we're going to do it. There we go. Keep that centered. Let's do the other one before it dries up. I'm going to switch out gloves. These gloves are great, and I've used them. So these gloves we cut up on the saw last week, and then I let them dry out, and this is the second time I'm using them. So it was just a practice to see if I could get 2 uses out of them, because they're like $30 a piece. But if I can get 2 uses out of them, that's only 15 cents a piece, and then it's worth it. Ooh, that's a beautiful side. Which side? I think I'm going with it. Yeah. This side. Yep. So even though that's hanging off the side, it's so thin, I can't keep it. That's it. Let's get. Oh shit! Excuse me. Somebody blurt that out. Hey, Mr. Ross. So, everybody, if you're in the chat and you like that Variscite, so John's put up a couple of videos, but if you go up in the chat there, and I think if you hit John Ross 4908, which means he was born in 1908 or 2008. I'm not sure which. You should be able to, yeah, you can. You might be able to go to his channel. If not, John, what is it? jvross65@yahoo.com. All right, let's get this out of the way. Shoot, I didn't want to do that either. That's a mess, so let's get rid of that before I stick my hands to it. Get a garbage bag. All right, well, thanks for putting up with that, because that was a bit messy. Looked a little less professional and more authentic, which is what this channel is all about. So while we've got these going, so John, I cut some slivers off the chunk that I bought, and this one, even though it was thicker, because of that black matrix, when I popped it, it popped. So this one is like a picture sandstone, and I'm hoping it's going to work, but I might have, yeah. So it's like I'm going to turn this back up the other way now, like this. Because I wasn't thinking, so this glossy part I don't want on there. Oh, here comes the lightning. Okay, that's good. So I'm just using this picture sandstone as a backer, just to put the rough side on it, and then on this other piece I have just, it's like a red raspberry kind of thing, and it's this. So I got this from the jeweler today. So I did finish that commission. So we just popped that on the back of that one, and then this one I've just backed with JB Weld. Quick fix JB Weld. So let's put those off to the side. And I do learn from my own mistakes, so I just remembered to put that flat, because last time I had it drying at an angle, so all the stones went down with the JB Weld. All right, perfect. All looks good. Now we're going to work on the Kingman. Oh, let me show you the Steve stuff. So I wanted to show Steve stuff, Sam's stuff. On, I think, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Dave's having a sale. But Sam is going to be there from Specialtycabandblock. And I just have a few cabs of some of the material that I've purchased from Sam. And it's, to me, I love it. It is a block. Yeah, but you meant to remind me, Steve. I didn't hear any reminders from anybody. Look at that. Pretty nice. So let's compare. We can do all this, actually. Let's do this one. So Specialtycabandblock. Over on the African continent. Can't tell you exactly where, but Black Ridge Variscite, gorgeous natural stuff. And John, I'm pretty sure, having just cut it, that it is natural, not stabilized. Yeah, this one, I mean, depends what your taste is, right? So that's Gibbsite. Gibbsite, which is a man-made, it's not man-made, it's just chemically made turquoise. But yeah, it's a, yeah. And then black acrylic between. And then that's the real stuff. And you can kind of, especially in person, you can tell the difference. And then when we get going on cutting that, that'll be a big difference too. And then You got some of the blues, also Gibbsite. I was looking through, I saw a lot of people selling stuff that looked like that as Kingman, and they do have a Kingman block. Yeah, that's what I thought, John. Thank you. It's gorgeous stuff, John. And so I saw on Etsy, I think it was, that they were selling stuff like this and calling it Kingman. And then this is the Land of Blue lookalike. Look at that. I mean, that's gorgeous. Whatever, I mean, wherever it came from, however it was made, Mother Nature or Sam and Hannah, that's some pretty gorgeous stuff. So. And we do have some other fake stuff I can show. Let's have a look. Yeah. So this was courtesy of Mr. JED, who is in the chat. And so also beautiful nugget. I mean, look at this. Stunning nugget, right? Look at that. So, they did a pretty good job on this one. Not real. So, yeah. That kind of gives it away, doesn't it? Also, pretty piece. Not real. I don't know on this one. I might have to have this one tested. That's how good this one is. And that's a really nice tablet right there. So, fake, fake, fake. Thank you, Jed, for the, being able to have these and show everybody. All right, now, if I find it, here we go. We're going to do the big piece of Kingman, which is a real stone. And then we're going to check the other stones. So, one's a slab here, and one is a cutoff. So, same people. Don't know if they're different mines. Probably the same mine. They're very similar in the smokiness. Thank you for all those thumbs up. That's very kind of you. No. And I forgot where I put them. Yeah, I had them out today, and then I misplaced them. It's not been a misplaced day. I don't know what's going on. But, oh, there we go. I found them. But no, I still got all these to finish off. So we might, at the end today, put those other two on a drop stick. These are the 4 we did before. Look at those. So I'm making my money back slowly. That was those, and then I really need to put those in the freezer. And then these are the 2 we started to do on the last live. Let's get. So we might dop these up. Look at that. Oh, I should have put something in there, shouldn't I? So anyway, we'll dop that up. Thanks for asking, Steven. And then this was the other one that needs to be dopped as well. My hands are a mess today. I was back at work. Let's just put it that way. And then these are the ones we did in the last live that still need to be polished up. So. Yeah, that pin fire on there is really nice. So maybe we'll get to those. I guess I could do a mess of those. You want to see me do a mess of those? We could do that. Why not? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's do it. Let's get some fire. I need fire. What else do I need? I think I need fire in my pocket. No fire in my pocket. Fire is over here. So this fire. That to hold them. You guys keep slowing me down here. Little grabbery thing. And a couple of sticks. So let's, the other end's pretty good. I'm gonna split it. And gonna flatten them up. Flatten the ends up real quick. Ooh. Now that's a nice smell. That's a burning wood smell. Here's a squeaker. Alright, let's see what kind of a mess I can make. Turn that off. And opals. Hi everybody. Kapow. Look at those. You like that in your Christmas basket, Easter basket. Actually, I'll take those any time of the year. Let's do this. There's some turquoises we need to finish. Okay. Trying to keep myself organized here. I don't know if it's working. Got those. All right. Now, opals are up there nice and safe. I need to put something here so I don't make too much of a mess. That's good. Fine. Okay. Where'd my wax go? Wax. Alright. I would not be a good physician's assistant. Okay. Fire. And here we go. For the little one, let's get that in the grabbery do. Into the grabbery do. Bonk. Yeah, but once you've lost a few tog, then yeah, you start thinking about it. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Oh, you did not. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Why is that not firing today? All right. There we go. House on fire. All right. Opal's there. Let's back you up a little, just so you can watch me burn myself. And probably should have used a bigger stick. We're gonna get just a little bit of wax on there. Everybody. So when you see everybody else do this that's a pro, they make it look so easy. Plus they've been doing it for a long time. Me, on the other hand, we're still learning. A couple more burns and I'll have it down. There we go. Give it a little twist. But if I can do it, anybody can do it. Let's do a little bit of a shape on that one, and I want to get the wax up to the top. A little bit of a shape, and wax up the top. So the stick is about there. This is a tiny little opal. Hi everybody, welcome in. Boop. And let's see if we can do this without screwing it up too bad. Let's not burn the opal. And it looks pretty good. Little heat on the opal, little heat on the wax, little heat on the opal. I think I should do it. Open it up. I caught it. Oh. Ouch. So it's okay if the wax goes to the outside. Because the wax disappears just like the stone does. I just need to center it. Me, I'm like 100 and, I don't know, this time around I'm like 120. I don't know, once you've been through a few lives you sort of forget how old you are. Looking good. All right. Let's let that one sit for a little bit and cool. Do the other one. Who made me do this? Steven made me do this, didn't he? All right. Jed was the first distraction. Steve's got me into opal. I don't mind the glue, however, with some of my Kubapidi pieces, even if I put it into the freezer, yeah, even if I put it into the freezer and the dot comes off, sometimes it'll take a chip out of the bottom. That's just my own experience. So I got that in the grabby dabby thing, which I got this grabby dabby thing from, I think actually 53 Frogs, like 3 or 4 years ago. So yeah, 53 Frogs over at Opal Auctions. Ow. Let's grab a little. Plenty, more than plenty. All right, wax, we're done. Let's scoot that up to the top a little. That's hot. Boop, boop, boop. I'm all over the place today, excuse me. A little skitty scatty. That looks pretty good. Let's grab the opal. Hey, Car GPT, welcome in. A bit of heat. Let's make sure I got it the right side here. I think a bit more heat on the opal. Out of the grabby thing. I'll show you what I do with the grabby thing technique-wise. Ow. Opal's way too hot. Opal doesn't like heat. Ow. Yeah, I got water. Oh no. This one's a mess. This one's a mess, but we'll be alright. Went up the side. Really, I just need to center it and keep it flat. It's pretty good. Let's take it off to look here. Yeah, pretty good. So one of these side edges was really, really thin. Where is it? That thin. That's thin. All right. Let's put the top on this. Fire. All right. Let's get those two sitting and cooling. So we got both of those done. Please thank Stephen for it. We're going to do a quick check. Boop, boop. Let's do a quick check on our stones. This supposedly is 5 minutes and 6 minutes, right? Sure it is. Boop. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for all the thumbs up there. I don't know if the thumbs up tappy thing is working today. Logan was having a problem with it. So I think he double tapped and that worked out for him. Okay. So this looks pretty solid. So the 6 minute JB Weld looks solid. And I think I can almost take them off. Boink. And I went with the crinkly. I don't know if that'll work out good or not. Probably not good for setting, is it? But I thought it was cool. But now I think about it, it's really not good for setting. But I can always flatten that out. Looks cool. Guess it depends what you're doing with it. And same again. So, so how long has that been? That's been like 40 minutes. And this piece here is still rubbery. So it might need curing a little. It's like our cat. Sorry. And these, which is meant to be 5 minutes, still sticky. These that are meant to be 5 minutes, it's still sticky. So these are not ready. So we're gonna have to leave those for a bit longer. But we might work on one of these. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hope you're having a great week. It is Thursday. Yeah, it doesn't take much, Steve. Let's put things back up there to cure some more. And we're gonna do the Kingman. So I might end up doing one of those Varicites, and then we'll do the opal probably because it'll be ready. Let's do that. Wow. Fire department is busy today, which is not good. Hope everybody's okay. Kingman. Oh, I do have a soda. I am. That's my brand. But yeah, we did go to the, we went to the aquarium, so outside the aquarium, or opposite the aquarium in Atlanta, only one a day, Stephen, is my thing. One a day. And otherwise my doctor comes to get me. But yeah, opposite the aquarium in Atlanta is the World Coca-Cola Museum. So they had the giant World Cup FIFA statue out there. I don't know. Do I have that? Let's have a look. See if I can find it real quick. No. No. No, it's not letting me do it. This is fun. Oh, there it is. So I can do it. Give me 1 second. Because we hit 3,000, I might as well. Almost there. Almost there. That's got to be after that. Sorry, we had a lot of pictures in Atlanta. Gone. Sorry about the green screen. But here we go. Think. There we go. Quick flash from my belly. 3, 2, 1, done. Haha. And then you saw Toby at the beginning there. Well, this is what Toby looks like when he's wet. Boink. Hello. All right. Enough farting around. Let's do this. I am a crazy genius. I just keep forgetting the genius part. And I dyed my hair white. I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, here we go. Yeah, hit those. So if you, even if you don't say hi in the chat, or if Miss Frecklecat, if you would put the email up, or you don't want to do a thumbs up, just hit those hearts and smiley faces down in the bottom there. That really helps. Alright, here we go. So working on a Dine Specific Genie, and we decided last time, it's not a Chinese symbol, that's, they try to translate it, is what it is, Tog. The little A thing, yeah. There we go. Thank you. So there you go. If you ever see a stone and you would like to maybe inquire about it, just email me down in that email at the bottom, and I will answer you. And if it hasn't sold already, I'm sure we'll come to some really nice price. Anyway, let's get on with this. Where am I going to go here? I'm going big, so. All right. Yeah. take a look here. What are you guys up to? Yep. If you guys want to email me, that is, well, you can also do YT shoutouts. And all of that goes into sort of the maintenance fund, the equipment fund, whatever you want to call it, but it's maintenance and material. So everything I've made up of the channel so far is still in its own little compartment in PayPal. Just trying to even out this edge a little. Starting to kind of see the shape it's going to be, right? So, oh, look at that. Like that. See that face right there? Man, I didn't even go to work today and I'm seeing stuff. Well, dude, Jed, thank you. Very kind. Hopefully your stone will come in the mail soon too, if it's not already there. Rich Jed, if you don't like the stone, just send it back. We'll take care of it. I want it to be what you expect it to be. Oh goodness. A little further along than the rest of us. Almost past the noisy wheel. First two wheels are always the noisiest. If I can keep, I might even be able to keep that pretty much. Well, I did honor your stag and horns from last week, Steve. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's move on to the next one. Big Tex, how you doing, sir? Hope you're doing well. Well, that's good to know. Thank you. No, you're good. Thank you, Mallory, very much. So I don't know if I can. Is there a way for me to see in my mount? It shows all the way down the bottom. Let's unpin it for a minute. Maybe I'll find it again. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put my gloves back on. Uh-oh. Let's get this shaped up, and then I gotta get my gloves back on. $50! Fantastic. Pretty quick today. That either means they like you better in the chat, maybe the stones are a little bit better, or maybe empathy likes. Maybe it's because I was telling everybody that the like button's not working today. If you double tap, I don't know if it actually puts a thumbs up or not. And now that I unpinned that email, you have to hit all the little hearts and everything in the... Exactly, just like that. Perfect. See those? Nobody knows you're doing it. You can mix it up with the looky face and 100%. Oh, that's what I'm going to say. Remind me to show you guys the emojis that I did for the memberships. It's all new to me. So Bob Rocks, shout out to Bob Rocks. Not Bob Ross, but Bob Rocks. He was the first member of the channel in the last live, just $3.99. But no, very kind of him. So I had to go make some emojis this week, which I've never done before. I mean, I've done an avatar before, but I've never made emojis before. So I'll have to show them to you guys. I don't know about. We're doing very well. Sounds like it might be dinner time inside. Yeah, they started early. Yeah, Freckle Cat has to go back to her new class, her old class, but new kids this week. It should be pretty exciting. She already went back to make sure that the fish weren't dead over the summer in the fish tank. There's nothing like a new set of kids coming into their classroom and finding some floaters in the tank. Alright. Not quite the pull out, but I'm going to do a 30-degree on that angle right there. And then we're going to do the pull out. This is a chunker of a pendant. So I've been sort of practicing and looking into some of the, I guess it's AI, some of those programs that they showed us while I was up in Atlanta. Seeing if I can utilize any of it for the channel, which I can. I just got to be really careful about losing the sort of authenticity of the channel. I don't want to do that. And I think that's why a lot of people come. It's an authentic channel. We do earthwork stuff and so taking the ordinary and turning it into the extraordinary. And I don't want to take away from that by doing too much finagled stuff with AI. But I did find some really useful things with it this week. So I will be using it in the future, just not necessarily with with the content itself. I might do a funny one from time to time in a short, but it's kind of like we all look at the different differences between natural and stabilized turquoise. Let's do that. I think everybody would rather have a natural piece of turquoise that was stable enough to do individual work. So then the next step is people back it. They don't mess with the turquoise itself, but they back it. It gives it a little bit of an extra life, or an extra sort of length of life, should I say. So that's one way. But then you go to the next one, which is stabilization. So yeah, Jed, it's gonna happen. I did a design this week. I just can't talk about it because she's watching. So then you go from natural to backed to stabilized and backed to stabilized, backed, color enhanced, and then you just go into full-on fake. Alright, still pull out. Now Stevens move when we hit 3,500. We will pass on, well, I don't think we'll pass on the range of the pull-out award, but we will introduce a new award. How about that? I think Steve should always have the pull-out award. So it's a little flat. It's a large stone, so it's got a large face to it. And I can blend it out so it sort of rounds out, which I actually like because it just blends, makes it more smooth and aesthetic. Yeah, I think we're going to have to, we didn't make you a trophy there, did we? I think we got to make you a trophy. I think that's what we got to do. The other thing is that Miss Purple Cat's been making all the Rockhound Sub-Club hounds, but she has not done a self-portrait yet, which I was thinking about today. And maybe she needs to make a Sub-Club hound for herself. Or the moderator, maybe she'll be holding a ruler in her hand. It's under Clem Creates, Steve. But yeah, as a moderator, I don't know what she would do the self-portraited sub-club hound of herself. That'd be interesting to see that, actually. Which really means, Steve, the first 5 minutes is the most interesting. Right now. The van's looking really good. The caravan. Alright. I think that's where we're going to leave it. Let me just do the back of, quick one on the back. We don't even have a Jed one yet. We chatted about it. She's been a little busy getting ready for school, so they will be coming. Look at that. That's pretty. Get that dribble off the bottom. Always a dribble on the bottom there. Still kept my eyes with my sort of 1980s flared hair. Highlight. There we go. Think. Highlight down. Alright. Get dried up a little. Oh, we can leave that. Let's bring you over. So we got opal to do, a piece of Variscite to do. And there's something else I was going to show you, and I've forgotten. Alright, let's give these gloves a try with a wet hand. Ooh, Van Morrison. Let's see how we do today. Dink, dink, dink. Has anybody ever tried putting a glove on with a wet hand? I should just put it up as a short. It's rather funny. Let me do the doctor. Here we go. Yeah, pretty amazing. I think, I know she would have liked to have done some interior designing. So, maybe at some point, we'll go to a larger room. Alright, that's one. Sorry about that. Ugh. Oh, you know what I need to do? So I was about to say talcum powder, but I don't think you could say talcum powder anymore. But maybe I need to get some sort of powder that you can put on. Oh, that one went on good. Alright. That did good. Alright. Now we're good to go. Let's get that Variscite. I think on these ones, you know, the epoxy one is too old, which is quite possible, but that is still sticky. Sticky. So I've definitely got to let that cure overnight. So I won't be doing those today. See if we can get this one off even. Oh, it came off. And then we'll do that one Sunday as well. Hopefully they'll get dried out by then. I don't want to put those on my wheel yet and just get, get epoxy all in the wheel. But what we can try is one of these. I'm glad I didn't have like spinners and things like that in school when I was going through school. Yep, the Excalibur. Alright, which one? I think we're going to the right. Yep, we're going to do this one. Let's see how we do. Oop. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We'll try it. I don't think this is cured either. We'll see. Let's get rid of my fun part. So this is 6 minute, but then cure in 5 to 6 hours, and we definitely have not waited 5 to 6 hours. So I'm not really sure why they put the 6 minute on there. I'm doing it this way so that, doing it upside down so that if this wants to pull off, it's pulling this way. Does that make sense? So if I put it on the wheel like this, and I have the wheel pulling on that resin, it's just going to peel it off the back. So I'm going to try and do it this way. Still catching a little bit. How about some extra light, Keith? Yep, there we go. Oh, so yep. Got that outer skin is solid and the rest is. Oh. Definitely gonna have to clean my wheels up too. Pushing the limits here. Yeah. It's not too bad though. I probably shouldn't be doing it with a really expensive stone. But if it doesn't work, we'll save it. Cover. I don't know what's so silly about two people playing chess. Now, two felted dogs playing chess in a caravan, huh? Oh. Oh, you mean like smearing like that? Actually, that's not into the stone. Just into the cavity that was there. Uh-oh. There she goes. Don't. Alright, so experiment number 1. Fail. So now, do I stay brave and cut it? Or do I can't do it. The stuff's too nice that I need to back it, so. Well, now I'm gonna let's blame Harold on this one. Harold, why'd you let me do this? Now this one, I don't blame anybody but myself, because everybody in the chat said steep time, set time. Let's do a little practice here a second. Maybe because I'm so gentle-handed. Thank you for all the thumbs up there. We were not sure if the light is working today, so if you try double tapping, let me know if it works or not. Maybe we should have the blame award. And the blame awards, that'd be quite a contest. Alright, I'm gonna go stop it. The blame award, yes, I like it. Oh, that's what I was gonna show you guys. Let me show you my membership emojis, which I have not seen Bob in today. I think Harold's too nice to be putting the blame on him. Alright. So just checking the edge there. So I can't quite roll it in yet. I need to bring that in just a tiny bit more. Knightley, how you doing? Love the name. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna come around. I gotta unsharpen that corner, unfortunately. I love it sharp like that, but it needs to be unsharpened. I think I'm changing sides too. It's still sharp, just not as sharp. I did finish that commission too. For me, it wasn't perfect. For the jeweler, he was extremely happy. And Freckle Cat couldn't tell which stone I'd done unless I showed it to her again. So, most of all, I hope the customer was happy. It's looking good. I'm gonna have to, okay. Let's do my angles. I'm gonna start my 45s. Got a little quiet because this is natural material. I backed it because I know it's pretty soft and could fracture along any one of those black webbings. So now I'm gonna have to be really careful about how hard I press. Just letting the wheel do its work. Plus, you never know with Variscite, and I shouldn't mention it, but I'm going to mention it. I did not pre-soak this. And a lot of Variscite, you should pre-soak it. Because you don't know where, like, you don't know how dry it is or how long it's been out of the ground. I hear Toby barking at me. Nice of big text to come in. If you guys don't know Big Text, you can go over to his channel and subscribe. Alright, now we're going to work on this one. So my 45 on this end is not the same angle as this end. So which one's 45? I think this one. It's just a little less blended here because it's so sharp. And because it's so sharp, it'll disappear really quickly. Hi everybody, hope you're all having a fantastic week. We are just trying to take some ordinary looking stones and make them a little more extraordinary. Would love if you say hi in the chat, but you don't have to. We love people that just watch. just for the pleasure of watching, and also getting a little enjoyment, if you can, out of me screwing a few of these up. But I learned from my screw-ups, if that makes any sense. So, nice angle there. It's a bit higher on this end, so that's going to disappear. Really what I'm trying to do is get this line, that straight line there, same height all the way around. That's my aim. What's going on top is going to change a little bit. Hey Kyle, how you doing? This is hey Wolf. Nice to see you back in. It's not too big. I think it's just big because it's in the. Well, that's a chunky piece. Kingman, and then one of the nicest Varisites that you can get, Black Ridge, or you could call it Kush if you wanted. I think this is where they got the 420 name from this Variscite. Not the 420, but the Kush part. Ooh, that's soft. Like, not super soft, but soft enough I gotta be careful. And this wheel does have a little newer grit to it than that last one, even though that last one is metal. This one is a soft one. Here we go. Ready. Look at that. Gonna round that corner just a tad. That one's already good. That one's good. And so even when you set this, so the reason I'm taking the ends off is the super points. If you tried to set that and you pushed on it, it would snap off. Same here, although that is almost a right angle. You could probably get away with it. This one's a little bit thinner, so the angle's a little bit smaller, probably snap off the edge. But when you bring the bezel together, it actually produces a point because that bezel is folded over just a little bit. Kenwood, welcome in. Glad you could make it. You haven't missed much. I did some 6-minute JB welds that needed longer to cure than I allowed it. So, still a little bit rubbery. But actually I'll use this as a test. So I'll come back to this as the night goes on and see if it gets to the point where it's not rubbery like a tire. Okay, now I gotta do this bottom edge. I'm gonna bring it in a little bit here. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna do this. Barely touching the wheel. Now, all the way around down this long edge now. There we go. Just taking off the sharp. And I'm actually, because I've got gloves on, I'm actually using, which I probably shouldn't, and this is my problem when I don't have gloves on, is I use my finger as a brace so that I don't go too hard on like a sharp corner like that. My finger ends up stopping it first, and probably not good for the manicure, but it stops me from going through the edge of a stone. Alright, I think we're good with this one. Alright, yeah, I think so. Alright, let me show you the emojis I did. I really would like your, even though you guys aren't members, I'm going to show them to you because I made them this week. Never made an emoji before. Let's see if I can do this. Well, let's get a picture here. Let's get a picture like this. And then picture like this. Beautiful stone. Highlight. There we go. Alright, now does that not, so if you do that, Harold, does that not make the stone itself a little more brittle? Yeah, that's a pretty stone. So this came from John Ross. Gorgeous Variscite. Here's a bit of the, look at that. So yeah, jvross65@yahoo.com. Yeah, that's some pretty stuff. But I gotta make my money back too. Really nice piece. So I might actually take this one to the jeweler. I'm gonna start selling him stones. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm gonna start selling him stones. And the other thing I came up with, I jokingly said I was gonna set up shop outside his front door, and he said we could talk about that. And then I started thinking, well, what if I take my genie over there and people just bring me their stones and I cut them real quick? Wouldn't that be cool? Let's see if I can find it. Let's do that. So while I look, see if I can find them here. There's one of them. So let's see. So my first emoji. No, that's my design. Alright. You ready for the first emoji? So this is one of my membership emojis. And obviously it shrunk, boink, like it's tiny. Then, let's see what else we got. So I got that one, and then I got this one. Cute. What do you guys think about that? So, 2 different nights. And I named them already. The first one, well, this is Dice. And the first one is Slice. So, Slice and Dice. And then, there's the last one. Can't even see what you guys are saying yet. And then got this one. Bomb. And this is Spock. Hey, Hana. So yeah, I wasn't really thinking about it. I mean, I really like my channel name. No, I have not, Ayla. Nina. That sounds fun. I'll have to, yeah, that sounds really cool. Yeah, that's fine. But, you know, wouldn't that be cool? If I just went outside on it. It might bring him business, and I don't know, I might gain my own business around town. So let's get out of here. Oh, thanks for letting me show you. There we go. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Let's see what. Oh, togging his puns. I might steal that. You never know. And Robin Wood. Or Pet Hood. Alright, what are we going to do next? I think we're on the Opal. I think we are going to the Opal. And if we're going to the Opal, there's one other thing I wouldn't mind cutting. Hold on. I had a piece of snake skin that John had sent me, and I do not see it. So I think we're going to do the other piece of Kingman that's up here, and then we'll do the opal. I'm just looking at the time, and I'm about halfway. That'd be really cool. So, Naina, the only one that comes even close to anything like that. So you got Justin Cook over at Black Opal that did his Black Opal table. I would love to get into, doing resins with wood, but that's a whole nother project for me. I'm not sure how well resin's set in the heat that I'm in here. But the only thing that I can close to that's in one of my shorts is the fireplace. I don't put too much water in here. We'll be all right. So the geode fireplace that I have from one of the estate sales that I went to. A little bit of epoxy going on. We're going to clean it up. Yeah, I put way too much water in. Do you have any issues under there? That's all right. Let's go around here. I want to get this piece done because then we'll do the opal, but I got to do the opal on the other side. This is definitely stabilized. Where am I going? Something like that. Get rid of all this. So what this is also doing is cleaning up my wheel from the early epoxy, which is good. Oops. Let me get everybody down to the bottom here. Oops. I think we just let Todd go wild. Come in a little bit. Dog, I don't know if you got any of the eclipse up where you are. Working on a shape. It's not quite where I want it yet. I'm not sure it's going to work, but we're going to see. Angle. Come around that corner. Alright, so I kind of got my shape. I always start with these angles and end up going in full cushion cut. Here we go. Then we're going to hit back to the opal. I had not planned on the opal, but we got them dopped up, so we might as well do them. Doing a bit of a 45 on each edge. Yeah, I got a few of my family saw a little bit, but not a lot. I think it was more like France and Spain and let's doing the bottom real quick. I am spilling everywhere. Alright. Roll over the top a little. That in. Then we're going to go the other way. Roll it over the top. Bit of a pull out. Oh, I put way too much water in here. I don't think I've ever done that. Oh shoot. I'll make sure I don't electrocute myself. We're going to make this quick. It's funny you should say that, actually, Nina. I brought out a big slab when I was cutting those little red pieces. So when I was cutting these this afternoon to get prepped up for the live tonight, I had a really nice slab of what you would call denim lapis. There's like this big seam, and it's got the feldspar. I think it's feldspar. On the outside is the skin. It's a really neat looking piece. I just couldn't bring myself to cut it today. I want to zone it out really well to get the maximum amount of pieces out of it, and I just wasn't seeing it, so I didn't do it. Alright, so it's actually not too bad. There's something off a little. I think it's right here. I think it's right there. So this is where we'll see if I made it more off or less. A bit better, but this corner needs to look like that corner, and they do not. So each corner, so it's like catty corner. Each corner is catty corner. It needs to match each other for this to work. So rather than me looking at this corner to this corner, I need to be looking at that corner to this corner and this corner to this corner. See how that's sharper than this one? That doesn't work. So I can either sharpen this one up a little, like that, or I can unsharpen this one just a tiny bit, like that. And then you get something a little bit better. Alright, let's move on to this one. If you see like a bass jumping out of here, look at that. That is not a spit. Yeah, that looks more like Yellowstone than it should. It's fun to work too. I like lapis. It's not the most expensive. I have some really nice natural pieces. A lot of lapis is dyed. There's a lot of dyed like beads and stuff out there. But really, if you're going to get lapis and it's pure blue, like blue, and there's no matrix in it whatsoever, that means it had to come from a piece like this big, and it had to be just the seam of pure blue in the middle that they were able to take that bead out of, and it's fairly unlikely. So most lapis actually has like a gray matrix to it and some pyrite. Doesn't have to be a lot of gray matrix, but it's usually in there wispy. And if you're unsure, get yourself one of these and some alcohol or some denatured alcohol. And you'll see if the dye comes up on the Q-tip or not. Alright, I think that's it. Not bad, it's not my favorite. I mean, I don't like that stuff. Looks like quartz, but I don't think it is. I think it's epoxy. So, it is what it is. Now, we're going to change here. Let's get out of the lake over here. So all this water is coming over the edge, dripping down here and under my feet. Luckily, I have something at my feet that holds the water rather than it going to the electrical outlet. Did you see the malachite? Where is the malachite we cut, everybody? Alright everybody, I blame this sidetrack on Nana. Nani, she has the blame award on this one. So, when I went to Atlanta for the YouTube Creator Collective, we went to sort of an antique venue on the way out, and there was like well, there was a lot of antiques, but there was a lot of silver in there, jewelry in there, furniture, and in the back there was all the African carvings, and there were some stones back there. So I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we cut it. I guess I can do it. So I hadn't really cut malachite before. So that's just the ending nodule, and what I cut off of here are like these petroidals right here. And I'm hoping that as I come down on these, the petroidals will turn into little rings. That's the plan. We got bunnies. Are you gonna fit right in, Nana? So yeah, I haven't done that yet. I'm gonna do that outside. I know to be really careful when cutting malachite. And I mean safety-wise. I don't know if I can get back to the bunny. Oh, yes, right there. Looks a little more watership down than than a bunny. Yeah, cartoon watership down. I hope so. Don't know. It wasn't, that whole piece cost me $20. I had the bargain with the guy. He didn't like me haggling very much. I don't think other people haggle. All right, let's go in here. Yeah, it was pretty cool to do that. The other guy, there was a dollhouse guy in there, the freckle cat, and I checked through for a while. And then, okay, where is my little button? Alright, here we go. This could be interesting. I really got to get my touch here. I gotta remember I'm dealing with opal, and the color bar could disappear very quickly, especially on the pinfire piece. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. You have no idea. We're just a little channel. We have fun. We have some really nice people that come in, and I love being able to cut stones for everybody. It's a learning experience for me as much as it is for you guys, and I think we're getting better. Look at those. Those are some of the finished ones we did a couple weeks ago. So even though this one's got, let's get close. Look at those. Even though it's got that black potch going right through it, and the sand, still pretty neat. Blue, little jelly-ish on the top, and then these two came from the same stone. And this bigger one's actually got some really nice color in it. There we go. See it popping in the middle there. Anyway, now these are the two we just did. Which one do we do first? I guess we go with the hard one, right? So this one, I can dip it now. That's some beautiful pinfire in there. Look through the little bubble of water on the top. I'm going to try and bring that down a little bit, but look how thin that bar is. I can really not go very far. I just want to get a little bit of that cloudiness out, and then it's staying. These are not going to be perfect, and then we'll do this one. Another kind of jelly-ish, and we'll do, yeah. I've been really fortunate. You know what, Tog? I put a lot of it down to karma. I can't tell you more than that, other than I'm really good to people as I go along. I try to help people out, and I think it's paid off. I've been doing like estate sales and stuff for I guess 20 years now, plus 20 years. And I was telling the story to the jeweler today how I found the bag of brass rings a couple of weeks ago that was in all the silver findings, and they weren't brass rings, they were gold rings, and I gave them to the vendor. But for me, it's not just the vendor that's going to be losing money, it's actually the person whose estate it is, so it's the family. So I like a good bargain, don't get me wrong, and I hunt really hard for some good bargains. But then at the same time, I want to make sure I'm getting my bargains in the right way, if that makes any sense. And I've done that throughout my life, pretty much, actually. And so when I've purchased opal and stuff, I think some of it's come back to help me. Yeah, it was kind of funny, actually, So I was telling the jeweler today, and he kind of looked at me like I didn't know if he would do that or not. and the reason, like some of the reason I do, I was invited to that estate sale, pre-sale, to buy stuff. And so to be given the opportunity to go to an estate sale prior to the actual opening of that estate sale and sort of get the first look at everything, I take that as a big deal, and I'm honored by it. But then also, I want to help them out. I want them to keep going. I want them to make the most money they can and the most money for the family, so that I can get the good deals that I get. Right? I think that makes sense. Right. While I'm chatting away, I'm going to make this stone disappear. So it's already gone down a little bit. I'm just going to keep going almost flat. Yeah, see? Did I see it? No, just an illusion. If I remember correctly, when we did this stone a couple weeks ago, it almost started turning into the fried egg where the black pot started coming up on the sides because it is that thin. Maybe I need to bring it in just a tiny bit more. And do I go for the full oval? If I go the full oval, I'll end up losing that up here. No, I think we're good. Alright. Not good with a dot stick. But they're coming off. I end up, and it's with any glove, it's not that particular glove. I end up catching the gloves in my rolling form. Hey Patricia, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Hey everybody, if you haven't seen, Patricia's been putting up some content too, so go over to her channel and give her some love and give her a thumbs up on one of her videos, comment in one of them, and maybe subscribe. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. She's one of my long-term viewers, and I appreciate that very, very much. And she's been sourcing some pretty good pet wood. Like some amazing pet wood, actually. Getting better. Getting better. It's almost like the Milky Way. Yes, Nina, I am. So I have this funny voice. I got a concussion when I was a kid, and when I woke up, I was speaking with an English accent. No, I grew up in England. I don't think the whole cloud's coming out, but the sparkle on here is just astounding. I wish we could find this in the States. I would definitely be there. I saw Dan Hurd had found some opal up in British Columbia and Canada. Alright, I think I don't want to risk this. I actually almost don't want to do this edge like this. That's it. That's all I'm doing on the edge. See how close it's got right there? Ah, it's not through, but it's close. Bring it in just a tiny, tiny bit. And it will cloud back up a little bit, like, I think even when I polish it, so that water's doing it good, but. Thank you, Unix. If I could keep quiet for like 5 minutes, it'd be really good. Alright. I'll try to be quiet for a little bit too. Thank you, Nana. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the chat today as well. Yeah, Unix, welcome in. I go live on Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Sundays at 2 p.m. So you are more than welcome to come join anytime. You don't always have to say hi in chat, although that helps a little bit. Hitting those little hearts and 100s, percenters, and all the other faces that are down there in that right-hand corner, that actually helps with the engagement a lot, and nobody knows who's doing it. And you can just press away all day on those. Those are great. And then if you do a thumbs up, the subscribe obviously helps a lot too. And we are headed for 3,500. And at 3,500, we will be doing a subscriber reward like we did at the 2,500. I know, maybe, yeah, look. Maybe it's 2,000. I forget. Anyway, we'll be doing some rewards at the 3,500 mark. Well, that's very kind of you. Look at that. Just get, well, I actually like the cloud. I mean, it would look really good without the cloud, but I think that cloud's staying. But the pin fire on this is just, wow. Really amazing. I'm just going to do a little bit more on the 3,000. We will do a little bit on the cerium at the end too. Oh, there goes everybody. What time is it? Must be like, oh, well, it's 8 o'clock. That's why. People got stuff to do at 8. But no, there's other lives. They've got kids. We've got kids. School's coming on. And so any time spent with me, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. It is, Steve. So that's the scary part. It's really tempting to just keep going. But this 3,000, you know, it's taking off very little. But I got to be careful I don't like go down the middle here or off to the side over here, or have it fly off and lost forever. Sort of going around and around and turning. I'm not doing the full spin. I'm going around and around really lightly, letting the wheel do what it does, and then twisting the stone at the same time. But not in a full manner like that. Let's have a look. Isn't that great? I think we're going to leave it at that. I don't think, see, so on this edge, it would stop shaking. You can kind of see where that cloudy changes. See how it's right here, and it's coming up from that gray potch almost into the stone, and I don't think I'll get that out. I could really try, but I'll go to the edge for a second. Press a little bit harder for a second. But I'm pushing it. I don't want to push it anymore. I love it the way it is. Perfect. Let's take a picture of that. We'll go into the other one. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. I mean, if I got desperate for money, I mean, if I wasn't desperate for money, I don't know. Do you do it because you're desperate for money and go for the extra color? Or if you've got so much money, you go for it because you just don't care. I'm sort of in the middle, so I gotta leave it. Let's try this little one. So this one was pretty similar to the jelly one, but it's actually got a better color bar to it. See the little flash over there? That was, it's actually on the back. And we do have some of that green on there, but there was so much more potch. So I'm going to try and get all that sand out. I'm going to try and do it with a 600. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it gets any better, Todd. So these, the blue on here is very jelly-like. I don't know if you saw the other one. So I'm afraid to keep bringing it down to where you have like a super thin. Hey, Sai, how you doing, sir? What are you doing up out of bed? What time is it? It's not too bad. It's only 1. Welcome in. You guys don't know Lions Fix-It Shop. He's over in the UK. Does some amazing wood shop and woodwork, and then takes us on some amazing walks around the mid to north of England. And he doesn't cuss like I do. Alright, so we're going to try and get the sandy spots out. Just quick before here. So, Unix, on the other side, we have some really nice golds and greens and even a little bit of orangey red. But there was black potch that went right through the middle of it. And it was so thin, I don't know if you can see it. So you can see that color right, where are we? Right there, you see that little sparkle? Well, that sparkle is actually below the potch. You see that? So there's actually blue right there you can see. So that little spot is actually below a potch line that goes through the whole stone. And then on the other side of it is some more color. And I had to keep that potch line to be able to get a full stone on this side. And then the other side is just for hunky-dory's sake, and maybe I'll get something if you almost double-sided, but not quite. But I didn't want to waste the color either. And I made this stick too small. That happens sometimes. I was hoping maybe as I brought this blue down that it would pop out, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Sand's gone. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Let's get the wax off. Maybe we can see the bottom a little bit better. You see the little spot right there? So I was hoping as we brought that blue down, maybe at the bottom closer to the black I'd have some other color pop, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So we get that purpley blue. Some of it doesn't show up on the phone too. Opal's very hard to show on the phone. Looks good though. It's even darkened up some. And all the sand is gone. It's looking really nice. Little bit of a dome going on it. It's actually got some, when you look at it from the side, it's got a few little tealies coming out, like tealy blue. Again, not a perfect oval. That should probably do, but this is just going to be for me and me silversmithing. This isn't really to sell off to a jeweler, although if they offered me the right money, I would. Wow. That's pretty. Let's take it onto the next wheel. Yeah, pretty flagstone too. Just gotta, let me get quiet for a minute. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's some ammonite colors that can be pretty amazing. Some labradites. As far as like flash, I don't know if there's anything like opal. It doesn't matter what kind of opal. I mean, I have my preferences, but even the colors that come off of Ethiopian or Brazilian, just it's amazing stuff. To me, you know, like diamonds are great, and if you put them out in the sun at the right angle, you know, they'll flash in your eye from 100 yards away. I get that from, you know, somebody's windshield 300 yards up the side of the road. So, I mean, which is better, a diamond on somebody's finger or a flashing windshield 300 yards down the road? Hey, Biker, how you doing today? Oh, and Biker named me, so my name is now Anthony. If none of you in the chat knew that. So I was trying to decide between Ant and Tony. I've had issues for a while. Let's see. Look at that one right there. What is that little stone? See that stone right there? What is that stone? I think what I'm learning from this, I have a few more of these to go. I really don't want to take them down too far. Oh, I see what it is. It's almost like the potch at the bottom, I think. But the color's over the top of it, so it's all good. But I think there's a mix of black and gray potch at the bottom of this stone. Kind of right there. Is that right? Huh. Very interesting. No, let's go over to the other one. I had a few friends that were English majors. One went on to be a lobbyist up in DC, but her family were kind of in the DC realm anyway. And then my other friend, she went on to be a pharmaceutical salesperson, and a very successful one. So. Yeah. Remember, Tell me next time I need a bigger stick. Yeah, the good old disco days. I think the first disco I ever went to fix its cup was actually in Blackburn. I was like 17, I think, maybe 16, 17, 18. No, it must have been 16 or 17. I went with my cousins, Emma and Toby. My uncle Derek was coach for the Blackburn rugby team for a while. He was a funny one, I'll tell you. He drank until he was, I don't know, 70. I think he probably passed when he was about 75. But he lost a leg. So it's not funny, but he lost a leg to drinking and diabetes by the time he was about, I don't know, 58, 60. Then he lost his other, he was still coaching. He lost his other leg when he was about 68 to 70, and then didn't die until he was probably 75 or 78, something like that. But he always had that pint. That looks great. Love it. It's almost ready. I could almost deliver it to you, Biker. Look at that. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of cerium. I'm going to take you guys all the way over there. I don't know. You guys care if I don't take you over? Let's see if I can do it. Bit of a mess over here. Uh-oh. Alright, one more. Kind of. Just don't want to throw the phone in the water. There we go. Alright, let's get it wet. There's Toby off to the side here. And quick whiz to the wheel. This is already impregnated with cerium. So get the water bottle out of the way. Just got to make sure I don't get too hot. Yeah, guys, I got to take it out. They don't like these. Not that we shouldn't be able to chat about it, but the higher ups don't like chatting about it. It's kind of. Do you teach in public schools, Biker? Did I say that? I might have said that. Yeah. Let's make sure it's... There you go, Toad. Yep, thank you. That's what I just don't know, Steven, you know? Now you can go to my friend's house and it's got more animals than there are outside in the living room, you know, so they do. But it'll come out on you, not on me. I don't know how it works. I don't know. They're just like, so what was it I was doing? Oh, when I was doing those emojis, which I already showed the emojis, but when I was doing the emojis, I did them on one of the AI platforms, and it was very helpful. But I did one of them, and it had the axe in there, and the stone in there, and the knight in there, no problems. But when I went in to put certain words about what we do with stones here when we get on a saw, it said we couldn't do that because it may be harmful or whatever you want to call it. So, I don't know. I don't think it's a person doing it. I think it's probably the platform. Alright, that one is good. Let's do the blue one. I guess I could show that, couldn't I? It's still wet, so I'm going to dry it off, but look at that so far. That's a pretty stone. Pretty, pretty. Alright. Let's get this little one, and we'll be good. See how the cerium comes out on the stone? Well, so we say agate and some say agate. I think Lions Fix-It would say agate. In fact, Lions Fix-It's father, I believe, was, I don't know if he was a lapidarist or just a geologist and a collector. But I know he's got some amazing... You should show more of that, Lions. Or I'd be interested to see more of it. I'm sure there's a lot more fossils in there than you've shown. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was watching live one day, it must have been 2-3 months ago maybe, but you were showing some of the collection that your family had, and hey, you should break those out. I'd be happy to watch some more of that. I don't know, Patricia, it's just, it's still learning, let's put it that way. I think we're learning less and it's learning more. Now that has an F on the front. So we're not going to do that either. Otherwise I'm going to have to ban all of you. Yeah, that would be great. I think everybody else would be interested to see that too. I wish I'd done more fossil hunting when I was up, you know, in the Pennines and stuff. Or at least gone out with a shovel. Alright, I think that's it, everybody. Let's come on over here. Bring you down. Let's take a look. Let's dry that off. Let's try that. Yeah, I'm sure. There you go. So which is your favorite? That's what I want to need to know. Look at this. Look at that one. I see. I like this one. The one here. Boink. I think that's my favorite. I've had pinfire before, but not to that degree. I've had a Kubapedi pinfire, but I've never had it to that degree. Not that tiny. That's really neat. Come on. Hello. Oi. There you go. So I think we did pretty good. One. Stack it up. Two. Not so sure on that one. I absolutely love this Variscite. Love the Variscite. Kingman on the left's pretty good. Kingman in the middle is and then those are just stunners right there. If I can get it to focus. Come on. No. There we go. Yeah. Stunners. Alright, well, we're not making it to 100 today, but that's alright. I've had a really good time. Done some fantastic cuts. I learned quite a bit, and learned a lot, actually. Things to do and not to do today. I think we were 3 for fails and 2 for success. So, yeah, super happy. Let's do that. Think. And here they come again. I've been listening to the chat. Let's get one of those. Doink. Thank you, everybody. The one thing we don't do a 6-minute JB weld and expect it to be cured in the 6 minutes. It hardened up pretty quick before I could get some of it done, but it didn't really solidify. So I'm going to leave this piece, which is still a little less rubbery. I'm going to leave that outside and thank you, Jed. And see how long that takes to actually cure out by itself. Let's turn that off. All right. So let's see how we're doing on the... So the only reason I guess there's a reason I haven't taken these off the sticks. I always see everybody and they've got like 40 opals in their hands, and I get lucky to have one. So now I've got, what, 6? I need about... newspaper's not terrible, Stephen. That's why you get your fish and chips and you still got something to do some wrapping with. Yeah. Think. Look at this. What a handful. Look at that. That's awesome. Alright, I'm going to go play with my stones. Maybe you should all play with your stones too. And please go over to Patricia's channel right there and Tog's channel and give them some thumbs ups and a comment, and then also subscribe to their channels. I'd appreciate that. So I'm sure they would too. Resort Dog. Lions, thanks for popping in. Nightly, thank you. Biker, thank you. Jed, Harold, Stephen, of course, that Opal guy, Patricia, thank you all for being here. And thank you for the new people that came in today. What was it? Nana came in today. That was awesome. So thank you all. We will see you in the next one. I will either be, well, I'll definitely be here on Sunday at 2. And I might come on before then. Just depends on what's going on tomorrow. So I might even do one tomorrow night. But I think there's a couple of sales going on. Dave's having a sale with like 3 different people over the weekend. One of them's an old estate collection, which should be pretty interesting. So keep your eyes out for the cameras, because they're going to be keeping their eyes out on you. And we'll see you Sunday. So thanks for being here. Love you guys. In the meantime, take care of each other. And most of all, take care of yourselves. Cheers now.